And we...
No, I'm not. No, yes, we're live.
They report the level of the mysterious radiation continues to increase steadily. So long as this situation remains, government spokesman warned that dead bodies will continue to be transformed. All persons who die during this crisis, whatever cause, come back to life to seek human victims unless their bodies are first disposed of by cremation. Ghoul can be killed by a shot to the head or a heavy blow to the skull. Officials are quoted as explaining that since the brain of a ghoul has been activated by the radiation, the plan is kill the brain and you kill the ghoul. Kill the brain and you kill the ghoul.
All right, so welcome aboard to this special KBS hangout. I'm just gonna shout out. Is this me still? Hold on. Stop.
That's she, baby. I thought you meant that. I didn't do it.
I gotta close this without closing everything. Can I do that?
Oh my goodness. And away we go.
Yeah, stop.
Welcome to our panel members.
All right. All right. Fantastic. I thought that was you, drunken one. Sorry.
Wait. Sorry.
A little Zelda never hurt anybody, right? So yeah, welcome to this special KBS hangout. The guest tonight, we're just going to go from my left to my right. First off, and this is basically put together because of Alex the Bear Master. So we do have Alex, and he wanted John to do this with him, and John couldn't find a KBS for a while, so I jumped in. So now we have a small panel here of each of us with the KBS from Founders, which is it's the Kentucky bourbon stout, right?
Kentucky breakfast stout.
Breakfast stout, okay, not bourbon. Next, we have none other than the drunken one.
Oh, well. Is that the way it lines up on your screen? All right.
That's the way it lines up on my screen.
All right.
So where is the drunken one? And then,
cheers.
Last and very late, we have John Anelli from Georgia Beer Reviews.
Hello.
And I'm your host tonight. I am Jesse from Bumpy Road.
What a great intro.
It was.
Thanks, Jesse.
My whole little thing of putting that whole video up on the whole screen didn't work out either because I forgot to hit share broadcast.
Yeah, that's okay.
Whatever.
Next time, Bumpy.
This is our crash course. All right, so we got this breakfast stat.
So what I'm hoping to do, I mean, we can, pour it and we can talk about it and all that stuff. But what I am hoping to do is bring everybody through the 50-point inspection. So it's pretty simple. I'll just start off with like the first thing we do is like going to be appearance. It's a 1 through 6 score, and so you can score zeros. So there's 3 categories under appearance. There's color, clarity, and head retention, which all of them have a max of 2. So you can go from 0 to 2 for each of those categories. But I have a little notepad. I can jot down everybody's score.
You're gonna have to get me taking notes or something here. Wait a second. Okay, make it easy because I'm really stupid.
Oh, no, it's gonna be easy. I'm gonna go through each one anyways. I just kind of want to let you know that you can give zeros to the max.
Okay.
So, all right. So I don't know. Should we crack into these, Alex?
Yep. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And I'll also try to keep up with the chat too. So cheers to the chat. We got maybe we have East Wind Farms.
Okay. Hey, how about you not worry about the chat and I'll give some highlights maybe. I'll try my best before I forget we have a chat. But you maintain your show and I'll work on the chat.
All right.
Thanks, Drunken One. You're awesome.
We all have the 2019 KBS.
I do.
They are all
Yeah.
12.2% ABV.
I think
Matt-
so. I
Matt-
think
We
Go
all-
ahead.
they're all the-
Yeah, they are.
Mine was born on 2/11 of 19. 2/11 of 19. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it up.
We all have glasses except John. He doesn't have glasses on.
John, where's your glasses? You're not gonna be able to see the beer without a glass.
Oh my glad. Yeah, I just got home. I haven't even had time to take my contacts out.
That's okay, Johnny boy. I appreciate you made it though, brother.
I'll do what I can.
So if we
Okay.
all look at the beer,
Wow,
the
there.
first thing I want
Where
to
is
look
Birdie?
at is the color of this. Now this is an imperial bourbon aged stout.
Yep.
Mhm.
So color. We're going to start with John on this.
Well,
0
I would
out of
say
10.
for the appearance, knowing what I know about stouts, so it looks spot on with the color. It's pretty much black, opaque. You cannot really see through it when you hold it up to the light. So I'm going to give it 2 points for the appearance. The head retention, I poured it. I mean, you can see it's a nice creamy beige head, which is sticking around very nicely in this snifter type glass. And what was the other one?
Clarity, which it's
Clarity. Well, it's obviously not clear,
Well, I mean, it's not murky though. I mean, for what it is,
but it's supposed to. Yeah, I mean, it's not. There's nothing floating around in it or anything like that. So I think I would give it 2s for each of those criteria, just because
Yeah.
it looks spot on for what you're supposed to be getting with an imperial stout like this. So
I so agree.
awesome. Yeah. So Alex, the beer master, what do you think for the appearance?
I think it's nice and dark.
Mhm.
As you can see, I mean, you can't see through this at all.
He's right at all. Right. Yeah, and exactly. Yeah, it's a very, very dark kind.
And it's a very creamy head for sure. I would have to say this is a 3 or 4 or something like that.
All right.
You can't see nothing to it. I'm talking about nothing. When I mean to blind y'all, that's a cell phone flashlight. Hey, nothing goes through that.
So Alex, for like a color, 0 out of 2, what would you give it for the color? 2 being good, 0 being bad.
It's spot on. So I would give this a 2. This
Okay.
is spot on. This is spot on as a stout. Yes.
And the clarity,
There is no clarity at all. It's all dark. So
but it's supposed to be that way. You have to think of
Right,
that.
right. There's no floaties, right? There's no floaties, Alex, right? You can't tell, right? You can't see through it. It doesn't look like it, so
it's like dark, like oil. Let's say, kind of like.
Yeah.
got the same viscosity too.
So you're 0 out of 2 for your clarity on that then?
It's beautiful. It's just spot on. I believe.
Yeah, that is 2 spot on the 2. And your head retention. What do you think of the head retention with this?
You meant the number of this? It was a 3 or 4. Now I think it's like.
Well,
a 2
no.
or-
Just how do you rate it from 0 to 2 with holding its head retention? For what
Like,
it is?
how long did it keep the bubbles on top? Were you pleased with that or not? The way the bubbles stayed on top of the beer.
Oh, I'm pleased because I like it that it lasts that long. That's beautiful. That's
It
beautiful.
is beautiful. Wow, yours poured it way better than mine.
Yeah, so we're gonna give that a 2 then. So 2 is
I have to give this a
more
2.
for Alex. All right.
Yeah.
And Drunken One, color 0 out of 2.
I am in total agreement with the 2-2 so far. And was there a third? I give it.
Yeah.
all
So it's
done
2
so
color,
far.
2 clarity, and then head retention.
Mine for some reason has dissipated. We're giving an honest review. I managed to get it all in this one snifter, whatever you call this glass tulip, and that's where I'm at. But maybe mine was warmer than others. I'm not sure. But mine's not like hot like PA Brew News hot, but yeah, it's not the coldest.
So zero out of.
Oh yeah, yeah.
two.
Well, yours looks the same now that you see yours. Yours
Yeah,
looks
mine
about the same.
didn't pour with head either, but I didn't pour. with
Okay,
red.
so, yeah, so yeah, it would be a 0, but I mean, I don't know if that's to style. I don't know that a stout has to always have a big head on it.
High alcohol and being barrel aged. Usually.
Oh yeah, copy that. Yeah, copy that. Right. So I'm trying to keep scores. So we got the first 2 were 2s. I don't mean to play a karma out. Is anybody else gonna try to keep scores? And do I have to keep scores of everybody?
No,
Or is
I'm keeping score.
I think BuMpY's writing it down. Yeah.
okay? Copy that. Copy that. All right, great. So I won't bother with it.
Yeah. So
BuMpY
what
will
was
kick.
your head retention number?
The head retention is minimal. Is it out of 2?
Yeah, 0 to 2.
It's a 1. It's a 1.
Okay.
I'll take a 1 there because it has a head. It's not totally flat, but it could have a bigger head. But then again, the style, I guess that's good for its style, so maybe that should have been more. All right. Anyway.
So next we move into aromas. All right.
Yeah, I'm getting thirsty. no, I get another beer.
So we can smell this, and you guys can also drink and do everything else you want to as well. After aroma does come flavor, but let's start with Alex. What do you feel for the malt? 0 out of 3.
Does it smell like a lot of grains? Smell like horse food?
Oh, it smells like chocolate. You could smell just a little bit of booziness.
Now let's go.
But at first when I opened it, it smelled like coffee to me. So so that would have to be the grains, dark grains or something like that, the dark malts.
Yeah. And so the numbers on this is what are the range of numbers for your point scale thing on this one?
So it's 0 out of 3 for malt. The next one would be hops. Now you're not going to get a lot of hop aroma in this, but it is to style. So it matches 0 out of 3 as well. And then the other one is other, which can be yeast or like alcohol notes, barrel aging notes, whatever. That's 0 out of 4.
I'm no good at that. Okay, yeah. One thing at a time. So we're on a scale of 3 now. Then our scale of 3 is for what now?
I'll give it 3 because it's a very strong smell, very delicious.
For the grains, we're at the grains, right? The malts, right? Okay. Right. I'm not good at this.
And how about you, John and Ellie? What do you think of the malt smells?
The malt gets a 3 out of 3. You're getting nice chocolate notes. You're getting a good roasty note from the roasted barley malt. I mean, it's beautiful. You're getting all that through the coffee too. You get the coffee, but it's not all coffee. So it's got a good malt backbone on the aroma.
It's chocolate. You could smell that. It smells very beautiful, I think.
Yeah. For me, count me as 3 for the malts because as a home brewer, that took a lot of doing to make that grain have that color, and whoever put this recipe together to be able to know how to combine it to be that. I give it all the grain because you can just smell it. I've had this beer before, but you can just smell it on there.
Now the next one is the hops. That's 0 out of 3. I'm going to start this one off just so like Alex isn't like way out of it with like I don't smell hops, and so I'm going to give it a 0. So I'm going to say how I do it. This is based off of an imperial stout. Most of the hops are probably going to show up in the flavor as far as bitterness. Probably not going to get a lot of actual hop aroma. Most of it's going to be very malt forward. So I think the hops they don't shine through. I'm not getting like an orange citrus coming out of this where it's not supposed to be. So there's nothing out of place. So I'm going to give it the full 3 out of 3 for the hop aroma.
Without confusing you, give me the 3 out of 3 because the hops go in as a homebrewer. I hate to bring it back to me again, but as a homebrewer, the hops that go in first are for bittering, and then the hops that go in later for aroma and the flavor. But you don't need any of that in a stout. Any of my stout recipes got 1 hop drop just for the bitter, and there's no other hops you put in there later. So yeah, there's no hops. 0. I mean, just enough to make it not sweet.
Right. How about you, Alex?
Want me to taste it? You're saying
on the hop aroma? What do you think of it? 0 out of 3.
I don't even smell hops. All I smell is chocolate and coffee.
Sounds like a
And
zero.
that's zero. I mean, yes, you've smelled hops probably, Bumpy, because you said 3, but I don't smell them.
No,
I
he's-
just smell.
All right. Well, you want to give it. So you want to give it a 0 for the hop.
Right, exactly. Yes. Yeah, good answer, Al.
How about you, John?
Well, I don't smell any hops, but you're not really. It's not supposed to be like that. So I'm going to go with what you said, Bumpy. I'm just going to go with a 3 because there's nothing off about it. You're not getting any weird citrus or any strange hop notes that would be out of place for a bourbon barrel aged stout. I mean, there's a lot of imperial stouts that do have bitterness, but they're not bourbon barrel aged. Once you barrel age it, any hop presence that's there is pretty much going to be gone, and that's how it should be. So,
I mean, John, I'm pretty sure there's hops. I just don't
yeah.
smell.
There's a lot.
yeah. No,
There has to be. There has to be. Period.
But
Yeah,
that's So anyway,
Now, John, we'll stick right with you for other. Now, other is a 0 out of 4, and other can be anything from off notes. It can be yeast. It can be barrels, whatever else you want to throw
And
in.
noses? Wait, you break this shit down, don't
all
you?
right. So for this one to go along with your scale, because I know on my scale what I gave it. So for other, I'm going to go 3 out of 4, and the only reason is because the coffee is very strong. You're getting the other stuff, but the coffee is definitely there. So if you're not big into coffee, you're not gonna like the stout. So maybe a little bit more balance would have been nice, but it's pretty damn near perfect otherwise. So I'm gonna go 3 out of 4.
All right. And how about you, Alex? Follow up after John here with your other. So like
What is that?
If
I
you
don't
smell like
understand.
barrel or alcohol booziness, just how do you think of it 0 out of 4 for any of the other smells other than malt or hop?
The only thing I smell is coffee and chocolate right now, and some booziness. Yes, there's some booziness in that too, definitely.
Okay. And how are you liking that on the scale of 0 to 4?
Well, I haven't tried it yet. I haven't tasted.
No,
it
this
yet.
is the aroma.
Yeah, the smell. The
We're
smell.
still on aroma here, yeah.
We're still on aroma.
I would
Just
give it a 4 because it's very strong on the coffee stuff.
You like the aroma?
Yes, and the barrel age. I like the smell
Yeah.
of that.
Okay. So however that gets rated.
Yeah.
And
I'm like-
how about you,
4.
drunken one?
Yeah. I hate to keep tagging off of John. If you're not into coffee, you're not going to like it. But if you are, then you're going to really dig this one because I've already had this in my face. This is a good one.
Right.
I don't have anything. I don't know. I can't think of anything I would change from it. It's very decadent. It's a really good beer.
Let me say, drunken one. I don't like coffee, but I love coffee beers and I love coffee ice cream. I cannot figure that out, but I love coffee, everything else, but I don't like coffee. I don't.
Good. How we doing?
So
Yeah.
so you're 0 out of 4?
Yeah, I'll take 0.
You say what?
I'll take a 0.
A 0 on other?
I don't have any complaints about it. Am I?
Well, that would be a 4 then.
Okay, yeah, 4 then. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've never tried this whole 54.
I don't have.
So,
It's like
so,
playing hopscotch. It's
so
like playing
now we're into flavors. I'm gonna try to move this along so we can just enjoy the beer.
Yeah.
But this is what I go through afterwards. But it's so the flavor. Now I'm just gonna say let's just
Let's just dive into this thing. I'm thirsty. What do you think, guys? Cheers.
We're gonna speed this up right now. I'm just gonna say what everything is within the flavor. You guys just mix it all together, and give it a 1 through 19 score.
1 through 9.
All right. So
Score.
there's malt hop. There's the balance between the malt hop or other or whatnot, the carbonation, and then like the aftertaste to you.
Okay. So
if you can combine all that together and give it a 1 through 19.
the balance, the carbonation, and what else?
Aftertaste.
But aftertaste. Okay, copy. I'm trying to understand, guys.
All right. Who's going first with this one?
Go ahead, John. No, wait.
All right,
Maybe
so out of 19, so the malt is not very balanced with the hops. It's more malt forward. So if we're going by your scale, I would deduct a point for that. The body is obviously very heavy. The carbonation is low, but you really don't want high carbonation with this. But
No.
I'll deduct 1 point for that because there's pretty much no carbonation. Other than that, spot on. So I'm going to go 17 out of 19. You are getting some nice barrel notes on the palate that you kind of miss on the aroma because of the coffee. You are getting that on the palate, and it's just a delightful beer. A little warming going down. You know it's high alcohol, but
yeah, for sure.
But it's not really boozy tasting, so it doesn't lose anything for that. So 17 out of 19 overall.
All right. And how about you, Drunken One? So a 1 through 19 score, just
1 through 19, 17. 17. Give it a 16 because it's I don't mind the carbonation being so little, and that's kind of expected with something like this. But the aftertaste to me is, or maybe I just got baby palate, but that is quite warming, and it's so thick. I can't imagine drinking two 12-ounce bottles of this at once. If I did, that'd be like you probably wouldn't need much more actually for a minute, but anyway, there's just too much for my baby palate. So yeah, I'm gonna call that. Would I say 17? No. What I said first?
16. 16. Yeah.
16. Let's go with that.
All right.
Right. It's a little much for me. It's a little overpowering.
1 through 19 on flavor.
On the flavor of it, yeah. Do you like that flavor there? Is it? I like the thick mouthfeel. It's so it's heavy. It's creamy. I don't know all my words here, but it's a good beer. Oh yeah, shut up. Just again.
So Alex, what do you think?
It's very creamy. I could feel the warminess go down my throat, and in my stomach. It's very tasty. The creaminess, I would give 100 because when I drink it, I can feel that creaminess, and I like that. I don't know about you, John. I don't know what you gave the creaminess, 100 or not, but this stuff's really good.
It would get 100 for creaminess for sure. Yeah.
If there was a creaminess level, that would be it's got a lot of lactose in it or not. I mean, I don't know much about it.
It's like a nitrogen beer, let's say, but it doesn't have nitrogen in it. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, the carbonation's not super high on it.
Right, but it's got a good mouthfeel to it. Yeah, it's very creamy with a mouthfeel. Does it have lactose in it, guys, or do you know? Or
No.
It does not.
Oh, okay. Wow. There's a lot of malts there. There's a reason it's expensive because there's a lot of malts that went into that.
So you give it 100 for like the overall feel of it.
Oh yes, because I do like my creamy beers, because they're just good. I don't know why.
All right. Well, I'm going to automatically give you a 5 for the body then.
There you go. All right.
But how do you feel on like the aftertaste? Is there anything that you dislike about it, or do you like it 100% for the flavor?
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Jesse's working it now. Look at it go.
I can taste some barrel aged or some chocolate in there, and some bitterness a little bit, some burniness, like warmness. That's what.
Yeah, that's
warminess.
The alcohol. Yeah.
That's bourbon. That's the bourbon barrel aged to this. That's what makes it so damn yummy. It's so expensive.
I would get this again. Let's make that clear. I would get this again, and I'm really, like I said, I'm really looking forward to getting to CBS and doing a side by side because that would probably be delicious.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. It's a lot the same.
So just the flavor alone, not thinking about the body, just how it is in your mouth with the flavor, with the hops, that alcohol burn, any of the malt flavors that you're getting out of it, and then kind of the aftertaste.
Oh yeah, I said I was
now total 1 out of 19. How would you rate that overall flavor for you? 19 being the highest.
it's very flavory. It's very delicious.
Uh-huh.
So at this point, I'm going to give this a 19 because it has a great flavor.
All right.
I mean, it has a strong flavor.
Yeah, it does.
It's very good for its stout. I mean, I
Okay.
think. Now, can I change my mind?
This used to be world renowned, right, John? I mean, this used to be what was the stuff that
It still is. Yeah.
There's more beers out there, but this used to be the stuff. You know, if you were the guy that drank that, you were drinking some really premium stuff. And
like I told Drunken One earlier, I'm going to try all these stout beers, see what's the better, which one I would love, which one I would get again. And sometimes.
That's why you're the beer
I
master.
don't know. Like I said, well, I don't know everything about beer. Like I said, I don't lie. I tell you how I feel. And
You're going to try them all. I'm going to try them all.
Well, it's going to be hard.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest. It's going to be very hard to try them all, but at least I'm going to try my best. All right. I mean, it's going to be hard to try them all. But
so BuMpy,
yeah, it would be hard because you have to. It's hard to get beers that are not like in your local area.
Right.
Yes.
Like something from like Three Floyds, like
those
Darkness, whatever it is, Dark Lord.
Those beers you can get because I think they're in your area because I think they're from New Hampshire or Connecticut or whatever. I think I'm not sure.
Those are out in Indiana.
Indiana. Okay, so I might be able to get them. I don't know.
Yeah. So Alex, the next category is body. I'm automatically giving you a 5 because you're raving about the creaminess in your mouth on that. So I'm giving that a full 5 for you for the body. Okay.
Because I'm sorry, but I love my creamy beers. They're very delicious.
I gave it a 4 just because to me it does have this kind of. It doesn't have as much thickness to the body. It kind of has this like, to me, a rounding wateriness around the body of it.
Well, there is. Let's make this clear. There is some.
This ain't Guinness. What you talking about? Right.
There is a little bit. There is a little bit of wateriness into it, but like I said, it's better than Guinness.
Yeah.
I could say that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I could say it's better than Guinness.
I mute my mic again.
I would like syrup on this. That's what. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. So John, I'm going to wake you up. We got to get you out of your contacts too.
So this is for the body. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, 0 out of 5.
To me, it's a 5 because the body is pretty thick and heavy. I mean, it's an Imperial Bourbon barrel aged stuff. The body supports the alcohol, and it's got nice barrel notes. So yeah, 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Call me a 5 too. Look at the glass lacing. Look at the glass lacing on this shit. Look at the glass lacing. That's a thick old beer right there. You know, it's got all the body. I can't agree with you, Jessica, with a 4 out of 5. It's your business, but what are you gonna do?
It could be that it's like 78 degrees too. I don't know if that's affecting it, but
no, it's almost like motor oil. And believe me, if you're getting these and you have never tried them, try them warmer. You want them warmer, just chilled from room temperature is all. Since we've been blabbing so much, it's come straight down to room temperature, and it's best right here. That's where this is one you sip on, guys. This is a 12.2% freaking badass beer. You know, I'm no beer reviewer, but I'm just saying, just look at it. Just look at the lacing, the mouthfeel. Get you one if you haven't already, man. They're damn yummy.
Yeah.
Okay, there's my review.
We're going to get through the very last one, which is this is and to me this is the most important of the whole. I could actually probably just do the review or the tasting videos, my breakdown off the overalls. It's only a 1 through 10. I could do a 10-point scale. That'd be so much easier. So it's just your overall. How do you feel about it? Like, why again? Is it, you know, do you think that it's better than other stuff that you've had? Your overall 1 through 10.
1 through 10. But I thought, isn't that a big part of it? Oh, the flavor was a big part of it. Okay, yeah.
The flavor's 19.
The flavor was 19. Okay, 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying, to me, I think this is the overall like most important, because it's really how it comes down. Because you can break down, because the flavors actually broken down by malt, hop, balance, carbonation, and aftertaste.
That's actually,
So there's actually a lot to the flavor that could either boost it up, because if the carbonation's fine, but you can't taste any hops, it's still gonna be, I mean, it can still get a decent score in the flavor.
right.
The overall impression of how it is to you, I think, is the most important one.
Right. Would you buy it again? Do you like it? Right. Would you recommend it to a friend? One of those kind of things. Sure. I get it.
I would buy it, Drunken One, because I really like this beer, and like I said, really looking forward to trying the other one, which is the CBS one or KBS one.
No, the CBS one. Yeah. I would definitely recommend it to a friend. Put me on the 10 list with that. I mean, this is probably the best stout. This is the most money I've spent for it, and I've done it before, but this exact same product. This is the most money I've spent on a beer, and I think it's well worth it. I'd put me all the way on my top end of that scale. I would definitely recommend it to a friend. Right? Would you buy
how about you, John and Nelly? 0 out of 10, I guess we'll say.
I'm going to go 9 out of 10. The only reason it doesn't get a perfect 10 out of 10 is because I've had stouts that I prefer to the KBS.
Mm-hmm.
I like the coffee in it, but my favorite stouts of all time, the two that come to mind, neither one of them has coffee in it. I like the bourbon barrel notes to kind of shine through a little bit more. But nonetheless, I mean, I'm just being nitpicky at this point, but 9 out of 10 for me.
No, that's great. Hey, that's what it means to break it down. I need to start kind of doing that thing, or thinking about it more like that, when you come down to that, because then, hey, even a malt liquor can get a pretty good grade. I mean, nothing against malt liquor, but when you score it amongst what it's about and what you're getting out of it, and try to do the best with all these little portions, it all makes sense and all comes up to a decent grade. It's not like at the end of the day you go, it's an 87, But that actually breaks it down much better, and I like your 50 point scale.
Well, that's why I wanted to do it. I mean, I didn't want it to be.
That's fun. No, that's interesting.
I didn't mean for it to be long and drawn out, but
become that way.
That's why I wanted to do it, just to kind of show that sometimes scoring.
Oh, we're only up to 32 minutes. We've done well. Come on now.
So I'm going to give mine. I gave my overall, and this is a 9 out of 10. Now, part of that is just because I don't really like alcohol, like hard alcohol flavors. And you do get a little bit, or I at least get a little bit out of this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't mind a little bit, and I know that it is, a 12 whatever beer, but so that I'm just kind of like, and have I had better imperial stouts? Yes, I have. So I gave it a 9 out of 10. I didn't like knock it down 2 points because there was two things that I kind of was like, it's just my overall. That's what I like about the overall thing. It's not like. Really.
Hey, BuMpy, I like this beer, but I'm gonna give it I'm gonna knock it down to a 9. I do like it though. Yeah. I will get it in. Let's make that clear.
But you would there's another stout, imperial stout out there that you'd rather have over this one.
Yeah, there probably is. Right. Yeah.
Which is the one that BuMpy still needs to review, and he
Are you talking about the Narragansett Autocrat Milk Stout, Alex?
Is
that what Alex is talking about?
Yep.
Probably.
Yep. That's exactly. That's exactly what I'm.
And this whole let's recap just a little bit, guys, before we go much further. This was all brought around because Alex asked us to do this. Jesse will tell more about this. Let's bring it back to Alex and why we're here, maybe. Just for fun or not?
Well, no, we could do it. Okay.
Jesse, oh no. Okay, I was just trying to bring on some conversation. We've only been live for 30 minutes now. Wait.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It hasn't been a very long feed, but
this is actually this all been kind of somewhat organized by Alex. He cracked the whip and stuff and said, John, you're going to do a beer review with me, and John had the beer or was going to get the beer or whatever, and they couldn't find him in his area. So Jesse said, hey, I'll cover for you, man. And so Jesse popped up and said, we'll still do your KBS. I can do this, Right. And here we are. We all got together, and hey, awesome time with Alex, and that's kind of why we're here tonight. If you didn't know better, but this is on Jesse's stream, so I'm not really sure why I'm saying all this. But hey, cheers, Alex. You organized the most of this.
Well, BuMpy wouldn't have done it.
Well, now's the time, actually. I'm going to reveal everybody's score on this. And
Go
this
ahead.
is the thing, is each one of us at some point gave this a different scoring. So I'm going to start off with John Anelli.
Okay.
For the appearance, he gave it a total of a 6 out of 6. For the aroma, he gave it a total out of a 9 out of 10. The flavor, he gave it a total of 17 out of 19. The body, 5 out of 5. And his overall, 9 out of 10. So John Anelli's scoring is a 46 out of 50.
Okay. That's very fair. That's very fair. That sounds about right. Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah.
Now, Alex, the Beer Master, 6 out of 6 for appearance. Aroma. He gave this the lowest score on aroma out of any of us. He gave this a 7 out of 10 for the aroma. But then he gave it the highest score on flavor. He gave it a 19 out of 19.
Yes.
Which the body, he gave it the 5 out of 5. He didn't verbally say it, but I was reading his.
Yeah, we got this. Yeah,
and then his overall was a 9 out of 10. So Alex, the Beer Master's score is exactly the same as John Anelli's 46.
I'll be damned. All right. Awesome. Okay.
Drunken one. You gave this the lowest score for the appearance. You gave it a 5 out of 6. Aroma, you gave it a 10 out of 10. Flavor, you gave this so far the lowest score in flavor. You gave it a 16 out of 19. The body, you gave it a 5 out of 5. And your overall, you said it was a 10. 10 out of 10 for you. Do you want to change that, or are you good?
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I guess because I'm
okay.
I'm just telling you, everybody else is a 46, and mine is what?
Yours is a 46 out of 50.
Wow.
Hell yeah! All right. No, I don't want to.
Now we come to my score. Appearance, I gave this a 6 out of 6. Aroma, I gave it a 10 out of 10. My flavor matched up with Drunken One. I gave it a 16 out of 19. My body, I thought that it just needed a little bit more like a syrupy feel to me. It just was coming off just with something that just
like freaking
wasn't quite appropriate. It's a great beer though.
It's a
I gave it a 4 out of 5 though. And then my overall, I gave it the 9 out of 10. Now my score, 45 out of 50.
Oh, all right. You did right. What's that say? What's that say? We're either too like-minded, or we're all actually decent reviewers, whether we want to be or not. Even with Alex and me in here, come on now, right?
Well, I mean, that's the thing with this.
I don't review.
It's like there's certain aspects that you might not like, but there's certain aspects that you might like about a beer.
Sure,
so it can still score really high, even if it fails in certain areas.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Malt liquor can be refreshing on a hot winter's day, on a hot summer's day. Yeah, after mowing the lawn. Yeah, exactly.
So now we can just enjoy the beers. Talk about whatever you want to talk about the beers. We'll probably give this. Full on hangouts.
Hold on, Jesse. You got to acknowledge the folks that are here. You have to welcome. You have to thank everybody that's been in your room tonight.
And
click your participants. Okay, so there's 8 people in here watching. The only ones that show up on participants are John Walmack, Tyler Mancini, and you yourself. Now in the chat, I'm seeing that just scrolling through here quickly. Eastwind is either been here and gone, or he's still here now. Thrash Metal, Allen's Game, Beer and Gaming. Show love to all these folks. Chat, look up each other. These are our boys, and they're all awesome. Beer Patrol, Joe himself has been in this chat over here, boys. One Cast, One Fish has been here. Vanessa Kitty, if they're not here still, you got this?
No, well, this is my problem, because I'm using the chat off my phone, and I have this on live, and that's the last chat I have. So I thought nobody has been saying anything.
Oh no, it's been rolling the whole time. I said I was going to do it. I surely did not. William Fletcher is here. Been here? He's here because that was I made the last comment. Tyler Mancini's probably still here. All right, they're rolling through. I cannot read the chat like I can't do it like Joe does. Eastwind Farms, if I hadn't said that already. John and Ellie, watch out for that guy. He's a troublemaker. Beardy beer reviews is here, been here, whatever. All right, cheers, gang. 9 people watching.
I apologize because my phone, I had it on live chat, and my phone, the last thing that was on my phone was
set up here.
17.
CBP is now in the house. All right. So, all right. I guess that was our closer, and you give a little love. Take this offline, or do what you want to do.
I'll read the comments. People sent them out there. I'll read them.
Copy that.
I didn't know they were sending comments. I'm so sorry, people. Folks,
copy that.
Chatters, friends, beer tubers, brew tubers, bro tubers.
Can I say something?
Oh, we're not going to sign off yet. I just want to read the chat real quick, and then we can all chit chat, and then we will sign off, and then just go full on hangouts. So Thrash does say there's lots of perfect here on this panel.
Thrash. Oh yeah. Why did I say Thrash up in that mix? Tell me lately. Everybody.
And you say yup, yeah, doggy. Okay. Then Thrash is fire. Probably me, or is that you? Are you the sound guy, or am I the sound guy?
Are you going way back? How far are you going back? Maybe you
I'm way back, but it's not that far back, really. Right. Cheers, guys, from the Bear Patrol, from Joe. Cheers, Joe. Sorry, I missed you guys. Cheers, fellas, from Alan. Sorry, once again, Alan. Cheers. Barrel aged stouts, tasty. Yes, they are.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Chris says, "Hey, folks."
Yeah, we're still live. Shit.
We got some. Alan says, "Cheers to Eastwind," and then Chris says back to him, "Cheers, Alan." Alan wants to. Which is better, KBS or CBS?
Well, I don't know. I have to try that, so I'll have to stay tuned on that one. Okay. I haven't tried CBS yet.
I've had CBS. I had it last Thanksgiving. And I have to say for the price, I like KBS more. Because the CBS, there was a slight bit of maple to me, maple syrup type note, but it wasn't enough to. You want a
little bit more than you drank on that the last time. You want a little bit more of the maple syrup than they already had in there.
Right.
Yes. Which is good. I mean,
what do you think, John? You've had both of them, right?
I prefer the CBS slightly, just because there's less coffee and you get a little bit more barrel presence, and the maple syrup thing is nice. I like that. So a little bit more malty, a little sweeter, but it's close. It's probably like one's a 99, one's a 98. I mean, they're right there, you know.
Yeah, I threw price in there as a factor for myself.
Yeah, price. Because the CBS, I'm trying to remember what I paid. I think it was $25 for this size bottle, and this one was I actually got a deal on this one. This was it was $18 for this bottle.
That's what I found on your Total Wine website, John, and it was out of stock. That's the bottle I went and when I looked up in your town.
Right.
But you were out of stock. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Nice. I still have one CBS on the shelf at the beer store I go to. I'm leaving it there, but
well, I mean, the price that's reasonable. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily buy it again right now if it was all over the place, just because price is a factor. I mean,
you can always age it, John.
You could get a lot of comparable or really great stuff for a lot cheaper than $25 for a bottle, you know.
John, if you age one, you can get one and not drink it for at least another year or two. I'm saying.
Or 4. Sorry, guys. I had to attend to business.
No problem. Alan's Beer and Gaming does say, I'm trying to get one of my stores to find the KBS. Just can't seem to either one of the, to get either.
I mean, like John said the other day, he was able to get it anytime, anywhere, and then all of a sudden, you can't get it anywhere.
Yeah, I've had pretty good luck finding it around here. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to show y'all.
Yeah, the price.
Do we need to go offline with
this? No, we have them. I have them all over the beer store I go to.
I'm
They're all
gonna go offline where I show you this one.
but unfortunately, I had to buy a 4-pack.
Oh wow,
Holding it the right way.
$1.99. That's insane.
Oh yeah.
That's cheap.
Yeah, you're not gonna ever find it for that price, America, unless you're
No.
just lucky as hell.
Yeah, yeah, especially when they,
That's
especially
unheard of. Yeah,
this 287 for the breakfast stout. You know, the Founder's breakfast stout.
that's yeah, it's back.
What happened here?
Do you
I
want
think whoever put the price labels on those beers probably had a little of the KBS before he did it.
I'm thinking. Right. Sucks to be you. All right.
Beer Reviews does join us from England and says, hello again, guys. I'm trying to find this beer as I reviewed the CBS with Harry.
How far are we back?
Blue Nose Reviews.
Oh yeah. Blue Nose. Yeah, it's Blue Nose. He's got
Tyler
different.
says, hey. John Womack says hi there. Hi there.
Well,
John Womack, very good.
Because John,
you got to read unless you're down at the bottom. You better read faster. You'll never get caught up.
Oh, I will. Well, William Fletcher says a boot.
Boot. That's our
He's
Canadian.
gonna brew on a boot one of these days.
How far am I back?
Ash Metal says acknowledge me. No. John Womack says laugh out loud. Thanks. William Fletcher says justify me. Zip up your fly, William. John Womack says
What? That's why I haven't read the chat because they're messing up over there. All right.
John says don't be a needy little thrash.
Representing.
Brandon Report says cheers, beer drinkers. Cheers. Cheers to everybody that's been in the chat, and I didn't even know you guys were chatting because my screen was frozen. To laugh out loud at John, laugh out loud at John again.
Friendly, some poop on there. Thrash done shit on William. What?
Cheers, Brian. Cheers, Alan.
Alan, one of those seasonal releases is I can't read. But
yeah. So John Womack, is that wet?
That is wet.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know if somebody else took his old profile picture. It says wet dye 2 days ago.
All right.
Thrash Metal shits on William Fletcher.
Right? What's up with that? All right. Remember, guys, we're still live and representing Justice Channel.
It's one of those seasonal releases. This is coming from Alan Beer and Gaming. So it's one of those seasonal releases. So they're available all over when they first release, and then it's hard as shit to find them. Not in my area. It's just I can't find a single one. That's the only problem. I had to buy the whole 4-pack. Cheers at Flacco. So Flacco joined. Cheers, Flacco. Bunch of cheering back and forth between a lot of people. Cheers, everybody. BuMpY reads at a 2nd grade level. Thank you.
You caught up, though.
Yeah. Cheers, Flacco.
You caught up even at a 2nd grade level. You've done well, Jesse. Cheers. All right.
Sound it out. Laugh out loud.
Yeah,
Thanks, Flacco. Actually, now I can do that again.
All right. So is this where we close it? This is your channel. Are you going to keep this or not? It's your business. I don't care personally. I'm just.
I got to say thanks, John. Thanks.
Yeah, right.
Anybody else? Anybody else? That little finger.
I'm gonna say
So I don't. Yeah, I think we can probably close this down now. And if there's anybody that wants to just join in the hangouts and just have a general good time, you don't have to have.
Do we post this hangout link in the chat right now? Before you shut off of the internet?
No.
Even after we go off air, you can
not
post it in the other chat on the Hangouts page.
Yeah, if you can, you can post it in like the Hangouts and stuff like that, but I don't want to post it in here because I do not need to be.
we don't.
YouTube.
Yeah, BuMpY learned the hard way about all that.
Okay. Before you shut off, BuMpY, I just want to say that if anybody does not like this kind of stuff, do not drink this. But if you do like it, drink it. It does taste like coffee. If you like coffee, you drink coffee, beers like this. Otherwise, drink something else.
Something else.
If you don't
Words
like
of wisdom.
It's very rich. Yeah, it's very rich. Yeah, this is divine. This is divine. Without sounding too geeky.
Are you pleased, Alex, with the with tonight?
Oh yeah,
It went okay. I'm sorry for dragging everybody through the 50-point thing.
no.
No,
I don't know what I was thinking.
I just want to say that I enjoyed doing the 50-point inspection because we already did the KBS thing on my channel and we did it out of 100. So it was nice to kind of mix it up. And I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty glad that my 46 out of 50 is pretty in line with 98 out of 100 because according to your scale, that's still pretty much a world-class beer. So
yeah, it comes out as very excellent. I mean, it's 4 points away from being like
so
top.
So I'm glad that we did it, and I'm glad that my rating system and the BuMpY rating system kind of worked. They both worked out pretty well.
Coincided together, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I guess this is the way we're closing out. This is the best way. Thanks for having me. I know nothing about beer reviewing, but this has been a great time. I enjoyed your 50-point thing. If you learn a little better, it wouldn't be so drawn out. And if we all learn it, then we would all have a better idea as to what beers really are about, because overall, we all had some wicked numbers in between us all, but at the end of the game, we're all at the same spot. So, that's a great thing, and I am not a reviewer. Alex is not a reviewer. He's
I'm
a
a steward.
Yeah, I'm a steward.
Yep.
I'm
Yes,
somewhat
right. Well, I've had a great time, guys. Whenever I'm not trying to run anybody out, but whenever you're ready to go offline, I guess we can do that. And I think this has been a great presentation. What do you think, Jesse? Do you have any?
I think we're good. I want to just thank the chat for hanging in there, even though I didn't know you guys.
Cheers to the chat.
And I want to thank my panel for showing up on time, John.
All right.
So,
all right.
Man.
I did the best I could. Hey, I gotta make a living,
I'm glad you made it home safely. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 15 minutes isn't bad.
And BuMpY, the next time we do a live stream together, I don't mind your 50-point system because you learn something new from somebody every time you hang out with them. So I don't mind that with you. You learn a lot, BuMpY.
I'm learning that KBS is awesome.
Yeah, so.
So are you going to do the breakfast out now?
Yeah, here in a minute, offline, guys. Offline.
So yeah, if you want to go ahead and post the link in the in our Hangouts that we have.
I'll send it around.
You can send it all 18 of them. I don't care.
Jesse, close out.
It's not going to be bowling balls.
Jesse, close out.
And we are going to close out now, guys. So just thank you all for joining.
Shut down.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Alex says I got to shut down. I'm shutting down.
Right, shut them down with. Thanks.